Or I was just going to give a kind of a much more bottom-up view, and especially in reference to how do we change the system while we're trying to make people's lives better, and actually execute some of these ideas that we're all talking about. And I think that scale is important. I think that part of the issue economically, and there's a global alliance for banking on values, I think it's called. The classic, what's happened is that capital is getting a heck of a lot more importance to some extent than it deserves. Part of what we're struggling with at the enterprise level in local economies is reliable income. And the fact that if you don't have, and it really was the reference was made that if we don't have reliable income, it doesn't matter how much capital we have. Reliable income is what gives capital its real social value and its financial value as well. And that comes first. And as long as we're only looking at one side of that equation, we're going to be lost. And the changes in markets, the changes in technology, the changes in enterprise are all driving revenue to the very high, in the most efficient way. I don't know if you saw the picture of the Amazon warehouse that was in the New York Times, but it was spine-chilling. And so, to some extent, what has happened with banks is that they've overscaled. Their business models rely on trading and derivatives far more than on their traditional and important value to the economy and to all of us, which is to actually balance risk and reward in the system, in the economic system. And that some banks are still doing that, and certainly a lot of CDFIs are too. And I think that getting the Federal Reserve to some extent to be involved in actually fulfilling its mission, which is having banks become a contributing part of the economy as opposed to an extractive part of the economy, would kind of help get enterprise back on its feet. Right now, most banks aren't in the business of lending because it's not profitable. And it's not profitable because they're overscaled and it doesn't make as big profits as they need to reach their hurdles.
And I'll just add just one. It's also about, we're talking about mechanisms, but it's also an investment, but it's about who's also doing that work. And, being intentional about changing the system is also being intentional about the actors that are empowered to change the system. So you can have a strategy, but your strategy is only as good as who is carrying it out.